Can we talk about how I act like I hadn't seen that before? Watching it, I'm just like, oh, like when the ball pops up. Oh my gosh. Sorry, everybody. I'm really excited today. Welcome to Tigress Talk. Thank you guys all so much for being here. We are the first and only Bengals show created by women. My name is Jess, aka Hubei, and I am joined by three of my favorite ladies from Houday Nation. We've got Bengals Whitney and Jerry and Kayla with us, as always. Whew. Sorry, there's some weird feedback going on. I got my IT guy crawling around on the floor behind me. Sorry if this sounds weird. Well, that was quite the game. What's happening right now? What did you guys think? I did not think it would be that gritty. I did not think it would be that gritty of a defensive battle, but it sure was. And I'm so thankful that we came out on top. There was never a doubt in my mind that we were going to win that game. And to win it in such spectacular fashion, I feel like our defense just what more could you ask for from your defense, really? I mean, they got the ball. They made big stops. I mean, Derrick Henry was basically not even a factor when everyone was blowing him up all week. I mean, give it to me, girls.
Yeah, I expected it to be kind of an offensive show. I thought, our offense is great. I was like, Derrick Henry's going to get going. And it ended up being like the complete opposite. But it was still a really great game and entertaining the entire way through. And yeah, like you said, it was obvious that we were going to. I mean, Jesse, when he caught the interception at like the very first play of
right
the game,
off the rip.
Tone. Like,
when I tell you I leapt from my couch, I was like, ah! Like I'm on such edge, these fans have been talking crap all week, and it's just like to right off the rip to get that interception, I was just like, yes. Yeah. So excited.
Yeah, I was the opposite.
Do what? I was just gonna say I was the opposite. Like I was a wreck the whole game. Like I don't think I sat down. I was as bad as when I was at the game before that, and I stood like the whole time. It was stupid. I had a toboggan on and my Joe glasses on at one point, and then I tested like taking the glasses off and just having the toboggan on, and then vice versa. Like it was a whole thing. It was not cute.
I felt like I could not see properly with the Joe glasses on. Like, I don't know how. I mean, I guess if you're just, we did the show with them on, it was no big deal. But I feel like to watch the game, I could not wear them to watch the game. That was just too much for me.
I was in full on whatever it takes mode. I was freaking out. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jerry? I feel like you were gonna say something. No,
I was saying that when Jesse caught that ball, like I completely lost my mind, and I think I blacked out for like a good 10 seconds because I was like, is this the first play of the game? I think I saw something where it said he threw a pick the first play of the game, the first play of the second half for them, and the last play of the game for them.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. That's amazing.
So I was like, that's a bad day for him. Great day for us.
But yeah, Greg says DJ Reader was in the backfield literally on every single play. Most underrated player in the NFL. I agree.
Here.
Pro ball snub for sure.
Yeah.
But
there are a lot of pro ball snubs on our team, let's be honest.
Yeah, for real. I am going to play the video that the Bengals posted so we can all watch it and cry again, because I think that's a good time. So,
oh guys, the cry section.
We are getting ready for the Bengals and the top-seeded Tennessee Titans from Nissan Stadium.
Can we also talk about the fact that we gifted them that top seed? Everyone wants to make a big deal about that top seed. That was us that gifted them that top seed. So. I loved how many fans were there. That was, gosh.
There's so many.
So great to see.
Let's go.
You look so serious in that moment.
Aww. We here, Houday Nation, let's go! Future's Joe Burrow, and Joe we trust.
Yes, run Joey, baby.
Joe Burrow's got to throw for 300 yards and send the Bengals to the AFC Championship, baby. Let's go!
Right.
Cigar smoking time.
Why not us? Why not us?
Just look around here and
funny.
see what the environment's like. I mean, it'll be like almost just like last week all over again.
We know why we here. Playmakers on three. 1, 2, 3.
I like how they're so serious. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8,
We didn't sign up for some participation trophy and won 1 week and we're out. Joe is right. Enough of this whine out us. It is us. Let's go.
CJ's the best hype man.
The uncensored version of that whole speech was fantastic.
They were feeling themselves coming out there.
Win. Gotta put on the show. Got to. It's only right. It's time to get some big books up in the air today.
He called it. He called his shot.
Go. Play ball.
Everybody keeps rubbing on the ball.
Play action fake. Tannehill guns it.
Nice.
Intercepted by Jesse Bates.
Makes me so happy every time.
I'm so happy.
How was
I really
that?
thought, I was like, shoot, he's going downfield. And I really thought that was going downfield. And then Jesse just comes out of nowhere and snags it.
It's a stretch run to the left. Henry blown up by DJ Reader for a loss.
The fact that he could not get that 4th down and could not get that 2-point conversion, I feel like just says everything you need to know about the day that he had.
Up the sideline, tight roping the sideline.
I saw that from the other angle, and I thought he stayed in bounds longer than what he did, but it was still a great play.
Oh, yeah.
It's a run to the right for Mixon. Cuts back to the left. He's at the 2. Toward the pylon at the 5. High
Big
step
step.
into
High
the end
step.
zone. Touchdown.
I love a little
Mixon
flair.
and
I'm
the
stuck with some flair.
My neighbors could hear me screaming from the garage.
I believe it.
Let's go now. Keep dominating their ass.
Pass deflected. Intercepted by Hilton. Sprinting from
That right there.
Tannehill.
It's
Oh, I
like
love
he was
that.
playing volleyball with himself. Like, bumping it. He got it.
Best in the game. Let's go. We ain't going home. I promise you we're not going home. I told y'all, play our football best in the world, man.
Derrick Henry looking for a running lane. He's hit and he's tackled for a loss. The Bengals defense tackles Henry for a loss of 2.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I feel like they handled Derrick Henry exactly how I hoped that they would. I hoped that he would kind of come into their offense, still maybe a little banged up and kind of disrupt things and not be very productive.
Intercepted.
And that's like exactly what happened.
At the 47-yard line. 20 seconds on the
Like how they all
clock,
just grabbed their
and the
helmets and
Bengals will
yeah,
have
it's
the
Right
ball.
back to work.
Oh, the
Right
way.
back to work.
Ready from 52 yards away.
Hi, Mom.
Clark Harris will snap it back to Kevin
Shades
Huber
of Joe
for
Burrow
the win.
and LSU.
The snap, the
Does that
foot down,
really?
the swing of the
Yeah.
right leg.
Yeah, baby.
It's on its way.
Yeah, baby.
It is good.
I like how nobody was even watching. Like, everyone just knew.
We're going to the AFC Championship.
Oh, man, that was so great. What not pictured was Joe kissing
That is
Evan
my favorite
McPherson on the
thing.
head. That was, like,
I've
one of my
watched that
favorite
clip
parts.
like 1,000 times. It is
Yeah.
just so pure and so much joy. Oh, I love it.
And
And you don't see him act out like that very often.
No.
Like get like show his excitement.
That's what I was
You-
gonna say. I feel like he's been so cool and he plays it so cool and he is so cool and that's just who he is. But to see him get really excited, I feel like just really warmed my heart because that's kind of what I've been waiting for. Like I've been waiting for him to just like let loose. So I got my background today is everybody losing their minds.
Aw.
But I just feel like that's what like I've just been waiting for him to just I don't know, give a yahoo. I don't know. But it's amazing. Such a great moment.
You know, I think that video does a good job, maybe more than the other ones that they've put out so far, of showcasing that thing that CJ said today when he was being interviewed by
Chris
Collinsworth.
Collinsworth? Yeah. Mhm.
When he was talking about, I don't know if these guys are too young or they just don't know any better, but like everybody's relaxed or whatever.
love
He said.
that.
Like there's no pressure and they're just having fun. And he was saying how it's the most fun he's had on a football team probably ever in his entire life. And I think that video, you kind of get to see that they're just so psyched and like they have themselves really psyched up. They're playing for each other. They're playing with the right attitude. And I do think that's a little X factor that doesn't get talked about much. Like these guys are loose. They're not freaked out. They're not stressed out. So we hear about Joe's cool a lot and how cool his demeanor is, but there is like on the rest of the team too. There just doesn't seem to be a bit of pressure. They're just excited to get out there. So
Exactly. And I feel like we've talked about that too. You know, we've said like, it's like they don't even know that they don't even care that we've not won a playoff game in 31 years. And it's just, it's so, I honestly think that it helps because for them, it's just another game. It's just another week. It's just another game. Okay. We're still in it. We're still playing. So I think that really bodes well for us going forward.
yeah.
And how
Yeah,
about Evan calling his shot before he went out there saying, oh, I guess we're going to the AFC Championship. Like, how much confidence as a rookie? And I mean, he looks like he's just like 15 years old. He looks so young. And I was just so excited for him. Like, how amazing. And the fact that everybody sold out his jersey. Like, how often does that happen for a kicker?
Right.
Specifically a rookie kicker. Like, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah. His interview on Pat McAfee this
That was
morning
amazing.
gave me
Loved it.
life. And I'm not surprised at all. The moment I saw it come up, I thought, well, of course, Pat's going to want to interview this little dude with swagger, the new kid on the block, after that story from his presser yesterday or from the game about calling his shot. So I wasn't surprised he was on there. But that made the story even better when he's calling out shots on like Adam Vinatieri's record on that game ball that he wants to beat. I've watched that clip today probably 15 times, and I'm not exaggerating.
Well, I love it because I feel like this whole team has swagger, and it's like we didn't really even know that Evan McPherson had this much swagger. I mean, obviously he's been an amazing kicker. He's an amazing rookie. I'm so excited for the future with him, but I did not know that he had the swagger that he does. I mean, did you guys know that?
He's
I feel
very
like he's just been kind of quiet and sweet little Evan who looks like he's 10. Like he's just not been like this big, you know, cool Joe Burrow-esque guy, but he totally is deep down, and we just didn't know it until
Well,
I feel like.
we did see him kick the cap off the Gatorade bottle when that was going before we drafted him. That should have been a hint, but I didn't.
You're right. It
connect
should have
it.
been. And I did love that video, and I was completely perplexed by it. I don't even understand how that's
He looks
possible.
like that sibling that looks really sweet and is like parents' favorite child, but secretly the other siblings hate because he gets away with murder. He gets away with
like
everything.
everyone's youngest sibling, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe just in my family. I don't know.
Like he's got a little bad boy rebel, but he gets away with it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But his
that's
face, you
Evan.
would never assume any of it. He looks like a Boy Scout.
I know. He totally does. Yep. Oh, that was amazing. Crazy game. And of course, now we are going on to the AFC Championships. I can't even believe it. And we are going into Kansas City. And I think it's really funny. Somebody mentioned here, Jeff Holmes says, broadcasters kept talking about all the sacks on Joe, but failed to mention that he still threw for 348 yards. He's earning the respect of opponents. Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a comedian or something talking about 50 Cent getting shot 9 times. They're like, yeah, I shot 9 times. He got shot 9 times. And I feel like that's all I've heard about Joe Burrow this week is he got sacked 9 times. Like, we know. I was there. I saw every single one of them. He tucked and rolled and jumped right back up. Like, stop.
That's all I'm going to hear now whenever I see that.
That's all I hear.
Awesome.
50 Cent and Joe Burrow.
You know, I don't think the storyline should have also been, I always wanted to put an asterisk after that 9 sack comment because
it's really
you know it wasn't just the O-line or their defense being so amazing is the reason why he got sacked 9 times. I mean, not to take anything away from them and not to say that our O-line doesn't need to step up. But what I'm saying is that's Joe's style of play. We have talked about this before. He's going to hang on to that ball. He'd rather get sacked a couple extra times in a game and extend a play to try to get it down the field to somebody at the last second than just throw it away. And we've had a quarterback in the past, love him dearly, Andy Dalton, but who was quick to throw it away. Like his first response when the pocket broke down and when the play broke down was to throw it out of bounds, which is the safe thing to do. And it's what you're supposed to do. But that's not how his mind works. So he can get better at it maybe, but I don't want him to lose that edge entirely. Like, take the chance. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it
not all
it
O-line that got him 9 sacks. is all I'm
Oh,
saying.
no, definitely not, and I like that Mike Sands kind of broke it down by, whose fault each sack was. I appreciate him to no end, but because he explains things like that for people like me who just watch this game and it's just all kind of a blur to me, but he as the game was going on, in my head and in my heart, I'm screaming like, "Joe, stop! Like, throw the ball, Joe!" Like, and it's just, you're right though, Whitney. It's just the way that he is, and he wants to see those plays develop. He wants to see the guy open downfield. He waits to the last second to do it, and sometimes he's got big plays out of it, and a lot of times. Sometimes he takes a sack, but that's, you're right. That's the way he plays. And the fact that he's not afraid to get hit. And I feel like, not to speak for any other quarterback, but I feel like if I were at the quarterback position, I would be afraid to get hit. But that's why I don't play football. But I feel like he's not afraid to get hit, even after having one of the worst injuries you can have, I feel like, in my opinion, as a football player, to tear your whole ACL and still not be afraid to get hit. I mean, that's just incredible, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've not had a quarterback ever, in the last few cycles of quarterbacks that are like that. I remember distinctly after Palmer's injury, and I love Carson Palmer. I am not going to bash on him ever, but he was different after his injury. Dalton was different after his injury. He was even more conservative than he was when he went into it. But yeah, we would have a couple less sacks on the season. Well, a handful of less sacks on the season if Joe wasn't that way, but there's a lot of completions that we wouldn't have too. A lot of first downs that wouldn't have been made if he wasn't that way. So I do want to protect him. I would love to see what he can do in a clean pocket if we really upgrade that O-line over the offseason, which I think we will. But I'm just saying, don't give the Titans all the credit for 9 sacks and act like their defense is that amazing to get those 9 sacks. Joe gave him a couple because he was just willing. He kind of laid his body out there. So whatever. I'll drop it.
Well, and I think the important thing too is, yes, he got sacked a lot, but it did not affect the way he played at all. He was playing like he wasn't sacked one time in the game. He was still playing aggressive. He was still throwing extremely accurately. And even like the best quarterbacks, when they get hit a lot, their playing goes down. And
Tom Brady.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So that's something that's really special for Joe. And that's just one of my favorite things about him is that it doesn't matter how many times you knock him down. He is getting back up and he is going to throw the ball like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's tough. Like one of the toughest quarterbacks I think that we've had. I mean, he just
I've never seen
I don't think he wants to give them like the satisfaction of like seeing him rattled. He's like, yeah, you guys aren't gonna see that for me.
He almost comes out of every hit better. Like it's almost like those weird jocks that like feel like they have to bang their head against
like punch themselves in the face,
go out or like
up.
He did bang his head before, like every game at LSU. He used to bang his head on the wall before he had run out.
There you go.
Well, okay then.
Who's mental?
Yeah. I don't even know, but I feel like you're right. I mean, Tom Brady. I watched that game, and I'm probably going to catch a lot of hate for this, but I actually do respect Tom Brady. I like him a lot as a quarterback, as a overall quarterback. I know he played with Patriots, he played with Tampa Bay. I think Tom Brady is a good quarterback. The fact that he got busted in the lip and was yelling at the ref about it, and then the ref threw a flag on him, and then he like lost the game. I mean, he came back. They tried to come back. They ended up losing the game. But
that's when
he did.
And to like the juxtaposition is amazing to me. I remember that moment because that's my favorite moment of playoff weekend besides our win was his bloody lip moment and then getting flagged because he was whining to the ref, which usually works for him. Shocked that it didn't this time. But
I'm sure he was shocked too.
That and then like I had tweeted out something like if that had happened to Joe, like what that would have done to him mentally. But if you go to our game and truly like when he dove for that first down and kind of got hit a little bit and got up and like pointed, that's when I knew the game was over.
With all the grass in his face mask.
He had this, And the opposite is true when Tom got his bloody lip and then got flagged and was upset about it. That's when I knew their game was over. Just they were going to lose. Like you kind of knew. I don't know. Those two mentalities are very, very different in terms of physicality.
I totally agree. it's honestly really cool to watch because now that we've seen a full season plus off season of what Joe Burrow can do. And I really liked in his press conference today where he sort of admitted that he wasn't playing 100% up until after the bye week. And I thought, wow, how lucky for us that we were able to win those games that we did early on. And we had those silly losses that we all know and are forever etched into our nightmares. But, you know, how cool is it that we were able to win as many games as we did with him not being at 100%? He comes out of the bye 100%. We beat the Raiders, and then we just freaking go on a tear. I mean, I'm just like, when I heard that, I was just speechless. It was just like, wow, how lucky are we that he's playing like this now, that he had that first half of the season to kind of finish his recovery. And then now he's playing the way that he is.
Yeah. Recovery Joe is still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Recovered Joe is, you can't put words to it. So
yeah, I like Tyler's comment that we just had up here. Is he said he likes getting hit because it makes him feel like a football player and not a quarterback. I think a quarterback is a football player, but okay. Okay, Joe. But yeah, Tyler, that's a good point. I think that's really cool.
Lineman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, let's get to some viewer questions here. I love the end of that where it's like, okay. Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions on Twitter. I really appreciate it. Brian says, how impressed were you with Joey B and his toughness in the Titans game? Every QB when hit seems to get rattled. This does not seem to be the case with Burrow. How important is the intangible of that toughness to this team? I'm sorry, Brian. We were talking about this before I read your question. But yes, I as we've said, I think that is so important. And I think that he is a leader because of that as well. I think there are so many things about Joe Burrow that make him a great leader. And I think that that's one of them, that he has that intangible toughness. These guys are watching him get hit time after time and get back up. And I think that is symbolic in a lot of ways to everything in life, you know? So I think that is really awesome. We're lucky to have him, I think.
The guys feed off of it. So
yeah, for sure.
Not to.
I think one of the best things that like encompasses Joe Burrow is the video that Whit posted, like that whole music video from like his injury and his recovery.
Oh
like,
yes, gosh.
That's like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I send that to everybody, like that doesn't even care about the Bengals. And I'm like, this just gives me inspiration in life. Like I feel like I can do anything right now just watching this.
Yeah,
I felt like when they were lowering him into the pool, it was like Darth Vader. Like it just reminded me of that scene in Star Wars where Darth Vader is like going into the I don't know the ooze stuff that healed him or whatever, and it's just like I just thought that was so cool.
He came out a different man.
He did. He was like
I saw something. I saw somebody's tweet, and it was like Joe Burrow has been in every Star Wars movie. He was the Force, and I laughed so hard.
Yeah. He did see every Star Wars movie. You said.
No, it said that he was in every Star Wars movie because he was the Force.
Joe Burrow strikes me as the kind of guy that, like, if you asked him about Star Wars, he'd be like, I've never seen Star Wars. But that's okay.
I mean, he loves SpongeBob. I think he probably likes Star Wars, too.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of those cooler, younger people are like, I've never seen Star Wars. And I'm like, okay.
I haven't seen Star Wars.
I'm not at all devastated by that, but Isabel says she's doing her English speech about the Bengals. I love that. I wish I could. I think you should record it and put it on Twitter once you're done with your class, Isabel. That would be great.
Please do it.
Sorry, what were you guys going to say before I started talking about Star Wars again?
I was going to say, for anybody that hasn't seen that video, we should totally link that in the description when we get done with this episode. Because
somebody remind me, I will do that for sure. Okay, then Game On 513 Win It for Zeke asked, who offensively and defensively is the X factor in order to secure the Bengals W on Sunday?
Good question.
X factor.
That's always a loaded question because there's so many. Like we have so many. amazing players that, like, at any point, any one of those guys can make a play on both sides of the ball. And that is really dangerous to the other teams.
Yeah, when I think about X Factor, I think about somebody who kind of flies under the radar as far as stats are concerned. And I feel like DJ Reader has been the number one X Factor in this game. And yes, we heard his name called a lot on Saturday, but I feel like up until that point, you didn't really hear his name called a lot. Maybe it's because I'm at the games and I'm not watching them on TV and I don't hear the names called as much. But I feel like he's so disruptive without getting the sacks and the tackles and getting the credit for it. He's so disruptive in that pocket, and he just makes guys uncomfortable, and he allows the Trey Hendricksons and the Sam Hubbards to kind of come in there and get the sacks. And I think so he's been a big X factor this year, in my opinion. So
I don't know if this is cheating, but I would say the linebacker group, Playoff P and Logan Wilson. I mean, they are the ones who kind of have secured our 2 playoff victories so far. Those have been like the pivotal moments. So I would say that the linebackers as a group. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
Yes, you are. And I like one of them, I was going to say, I was having a hard time deciding on this, but Logan Wilson, we don't give him enough credit, but he's been an X factor since he's come back from his injury. Every game that he's played, he's been an X factor. So that won't stop.
And speaking of injuries, I forgot that Jermaine Pratt did not play in the game the first time we saw Kansas City. So him being back, obviously, I mean, he basically won the game against the Raiders. I know it's a whole team thing, but I think if you could point to one player who really won the game for us, that interception sealed the deal. So the fact that he didn't even play against Kansas City the first time, I think is going to be a big.
Well, and I think that it was the first game back for Logan Wilson too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that it was his first game back from injury as well. So having them both fresh is going to be huge.
And I would say for defense, X factor wise, like in terms of matchups for this game or what we really need, I would go to the DB. So I'll kind of cheat too and not say just one particular person, but there are weapons that you kind of got to cover, and it's terrifying. You know, you look at the hills of the world task they are, and oh God, like I think they're going to have a hard day. And but I think they're up to it. I'm not saying they're not, but I think they're pivotal. And then on the offensive side, this is not a like flashy answer or like anything like that, but I think it's Burrow. Like I think I was trying to figure out like who might be the X factor, and the fact of the matter is you can't pick one receiver. The way that they're defense is kind of porous, Kansas City, in terms of coverage. Any one of those guys can
Their secondary is not great. So
yeah. So it's really, I think it's up to Burrow to win this one. You know, sometimes you could say we can do a ground game and that's the deal, or it's O-line or whatever. I think this is truly set up to be a Mahomes versus Burrow showdown, period. And I think whoever's the better quarterback that day wins, to be honest. Like, I do think that's kind of how it's set up.
I have to agree. Burrow the Churro says, could you imagine if we win this weekend and play against the 49ers in a classic rematch? I hope and pray we get a chance for revenge. Yes, Burrow the Churro. I have talked about this so many times with so many people. I actually texted my 16-year-old cousin. It was his birthday the other day. And my uncle texted me and said, hey, could you please text him happy birthday? I think it would be a fun thing. And I didn't even have his phone number because he is way too cool for me. And so I texted him and I was like, hey, happy 16th birthday. And he was like, what if the Bengals get to play the 49ers in the Super Bowl? Is what he said to me. And I'm just like, I've thought of nothing else, basically.
I hope he made that wish when he blew out his candles.
I hope so too.
Yeah. I feel like if it's the Bengals and the 49ers, we're absolutely winning, because this has been the year of just ruining or getting rid of every curse, breaking every curse. That's the last curse we have
in 1 year.
Yes, and it's the Burrow effect.
Yeah. Optic says Eli Apple would be good for an X factor for choice as well. He needs a big game with all his Twitter activity.
Oh,
We'll get
Girl.
to Eli later, but yes, I have to agree. He better back that up. That's all I got to say. I think he will. I think he can. But yeah, gosh, I think if the 49ers can somehow sneak past the Rams, I think the Rams are playing really well. So I think if in order for the 49ers to sneak past the Rams, it might be a miracle. And so if that really happens, and I think the Bengals can beat Kansas City easily. Will they or won't they is anyone's guess, but I really think that we have the ability to and that we can. I don't know that the 49ers can beat the Rams, but if they do,
They have been, though.
then
beat
for
them
sure.
2 or 3 times in a row. So, I mean, there's some of those teams that just have each other's numbers, no matter how they're stacked up. It's hard to keep doing that, especially when you get into the playoffs. And I think the Rams look better right now. And I'm just saying they have been beating them.
Who's their guy? Aaron Donald, or is that it? Donald?
I
Yeah.
can't. I really need us to
beast.
stop talking about the possibility of the Bengals 49ers rematch in the Super Bowl because I get too excited. Like I get
me too.
I can't.
I've talked about nothing else basically all week.
When we beat them in the Super Bowl, I legitimately am going to have to find a new job because I will be fired because I will not stop running my mouth to my boss for all of the times he called us the Bungles and how he likes to remind me that they beat us in the 80s when I was either not born or I was in diapers, so I don't remember it, so it doesn't count to me. And I'm going to be the worst person on the planet.
It's okay.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I can get a new job.
Isabel says, if the Bengals win, I'm absolutely rooting for 49ers. The pain my dad witnessed to the 49ers needs to be avenged. Oh, yeah. Isabel, on behalf of all of us who were there alive at that time, thank you.
Yeah, I feel even older now.
Yeah, me too. These kids are so young. I love them. But yes, no, I totally agree. It's because Jimmy G's banged up, his thumb, his shoulder.
He's banged up.
So.
Boy soft. That boy soft.
Anyway.
Okay. He's got a nice face. That's about
it. He's very beautiful, but that's all I got for him. Okay. Britt King says, about a month ago, I was planning a trip and I told my friend I couldn't go away the day after the Super Bowl because there might be a big party in Cincinnati. I'm feeling confident with that decision. I love that, Britt. That's amazing.
Yeah. I will absolutely fly up if we have a parade. Absolutely.
Oh, God.
I'm taking that whole week off.
I hadn't even thought about a parade.
Winnie, we'll get our same spot.
Okay.
Get your same spot. Seriously. Yeah.
Cincinnati does parades so great. It'd be like opening day.
It will be.
Oh.
It'll be so good. I can't let myself get that far ahead, but I'm there. Emotionally, I'm there. So
I can't handle.
All right. Mary Raps says, I think one of the keys to winning on Sunday is executing in the red zone. In our 2 playoff games, we had 4 drives that ended in a red zone field goal. Casey clearly knows how to score, so we need to ensure that red zone opportunities result in 7 points, not 3. However, in our last matchup with Casey, we did have 2 red zone TDs. What do you guys think? Does our offensive line hold up in the red zone for us to capitalize?
They better.
Yeah,
I think they're going to play better than they did this past week. I think they're going to look at the film, see what they did wrong, make those adjustments. And I mean, they know what's on the line here. This is the biggest game of their lives, to be honest. So,
well, and I think that, Kansas City's defense is a different world than Tennessee's defense. They're just, I'm not saying one's better or one's worse. I'm just saying they're different.
No, I think Tennessee's definitely better.
Well, yeah,
sure. But they're more exotic. I mean, they do weird things. They try to disguise their stunts and you know what I mean? They just do a lot of different things. And I feel like we handled it okay, but we handled Casey a lot better. And I think the reason why we kicked so many field goals against the Raiders is because we were winning the whole time. And then, at the end of the game, that sort of caught up with us a little bit. But I feel like we could settle for 3 points in the red zone in that game. I think that versus Casey, 100% agree with you, Mary. I think it's a different story. I think we have to get 7 points in the red zone every time we're there because it's probably going to be a shootout like it was last time. So,
and also don't
hope for the last one on the ball.
Because just a lot of our touchdowns come from outside the red zone. So it doesn't mean even if we get stalled, and I do hope we don't. I do hope we get more touchdowns than field goals out of the red zone opportunities that we have, but we can still be lighting up the scoreboard even if we do get halted for a field goal in the red zone, as long as we get more touchdowns than they do. We've scored outside of the red zone a lot recently. So
That's true too. We can score from anywhere. I mean, Jamar Chase can do an 80-yard touchdown, as he's shown us against the Ravens. So
yeah.
I agree. Thank you, Mary, for that question. Okay, Christian has 2 questions, as always, a serious and a fun question. His serious question is, Adeniji has had a really rough last 4 to 5 weeks. Would you insert Carmen back in at right guard, or would you go another week to see if Adeniji can finally play well?
Whatever Frank says.
I agree. I think a
I don't know.
lot of the problem with Adeniji, I think, recently, just from what I've heard and listened to, is that communication is again a problem on the line. And that's kind of, I think, a problem that was there at the beginning and has kind of been a theme throughout. And I think that switching Carmen out doesn't necessarily fix that problem necessarily. So I don't know what the right answer is, but I know a lot of people are banging the drum for Carmen to come back in. And I totally understand that. And I certainly see why. And I like Carmen a lot, but I think that I agree, Whitney, whatever Frank says.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did he play against Kansas City, Carmen?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I feel like maybe he did, but
I think he
could
did.
also be making that up. Because I feel like he had maybe a decent game, or am I getting it confused? Because there's been so many games this season
remember,
that
but
have just been amazing.
We're in game 35 right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
This season has taken 5 years off my life, I feel like.
I also say I am so sad that regardless of anything, there's only 2 more football games, 2 more weekends of football.
I know.
It's weird. It's weird,
what
isn't
am I
it?
supposed to do?
I know, right? Well, we always do. Get real depressed.
Oh, we're not getting depressed.
Maybe that's just me.
We're gonna start.
We got to start spending all that free cap money that we got right now. That's what we're going to be doing.
I will finally figure out who is entering the draft. Maybe.
I guess I'll
I
finally
still
start
don't know.
paying attention at work.
Okay, and then Christian's fun question is: do any of you gals share a birthday with any Bengals, past or present, that you know of? I don't, sad face. I don't think I do either. I tried Googling it quickly and I couldn't find anything. So I don't think I do.
Marvin
either.
Lewis and I have the same birthday.
Really?
That's cool.
All right.
What is it?
September 23rd.
There you
Aw.
go. I got close, but no cigar. So Trent Taylor has the day before mine, but that also is my mom's birthday. So Trent Taylor and my mom share a birthday.
Oh my gosh, your mom, you and your mom are one day apart. That's so funny.
My grandma was born April 29th, my mom April 30th, and me the next day, May 1st. We have 3 days in a row.
That's really
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah. But then Tupou is the day after. He's May 2nd. But
Okay.
we're close, but not quite.
I wasn't able to find any that have my birthday, but my birthday is on the Super Bowl this year. So
No way.
yeah, February 13th.
Oh man. That's very
Kayla,
exciting.
you and my mom had the same birthday.
It's a good
My
day.
mom's birthday was February 13th.
That's awesome.
That's so
I'm
exciting.
like, it's a sign.
Yeah, my birthday's always in football season. It's always let's see, this year we played the Ravens the day before my birthday. My birthday's October 25th. And then last year we lost to the Browns on my birthday. So I was not excited about that. But
Bummer.
Arrow says Burrow and I are close. Yeah. Christine says, I have the same birthday to the exact date and year with Darius Phillips. No way. Oh my gosh. 6/26. That's my sister's birthday too. But she was born like 10 years after you, Christine.
That's cool.
That's awesome. I meant before. Sorry, I can't do math. Alex says, do you feel like KC in a 4th consecutive AFC Championship gives them an advantage? You know, I don't really understand this because people keep talking about playoff experience. But to these guys, I think it's just another 60-minute game. It's not like there's anything extra with these playoff games. I mean, maybe there's more pressure, but I don't think our guys even feel that pressure. So I don't understand this whole playoff experience advantage that KC is supposed to have. I think these guys just see it as, hey, we get to play another game instead of going home, you know? So I think that the guys see it as another game. What do you
I feel like it almost puts more pressure on Kansas City because everybody is expecting them.
That's a good point.
To win the game. Like
Yeah.
everybody has been expecting this all season, and they had some trouble at the beginning of the season. They weren't so hot to start out with. So I
Cap
kind
agrees with you.
I feel like it's way more pressure on them than it is us because, we're not even supposed to be here. So.
Right.
That's an awesome point. Yay, Aaron.
Aaron says, me and Whitney are birthday buddies. Yay. You're his brush with shame. Enjoy it, Aaron.
Mayday birthdays. Yeah. So Jerry, I think that's awesome. And I didn't really even think about it, but I will say it ties in. One of the things I have given a lot of thought to the last couple of days is how the Bengals fans really need to embrace this season. Cause I think this is the last season we're going to have in a very long time where we can go into it with like zero expectations.
Yes.
Because here on out, the bar is completely different and the expectations are set in a very different place. And so like this is one of those rare little bubbles in time that for sure you can just enjoy everything that happens and take it as it comes. And I'm trying to channel that energy for this coming game so like it takes all the pressure off and all that kind of stuff, and try to channel that energy that the guys have on the team, because I am not there yet. But we didn't have any expectations going in this year. It will not be that way again for a while.
Yeah.
So
we won't be under the radar anymore, I don't think, after this. So
no,
you'll be fully on the radar.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams are going to take us more seriously too than they ever have, because the last couple seasons haven't been great, and I think they all kind of underestimated how Joe was going to be coming back. So now that they know exactly what he's capable of and what we're capable of, like that element of surprise almost is kind of going to be gone as well.
Yeah. Relish it.
And then our last question is from Greg Luther, and he says, I think it's safe to say this year's draft class contributed pretty well this year, right?
Well, a couple draft classes.
I think so.
Bengals captain Obvious did not pose that question. Where's the line?
Greg, you're giving Cap a run for his money here with the obvious takes there. That's great. But yes, no, I couldn't be prouder of these guys, and I couldn't be prouder of our office, like we said last week, for drafting these guys and for scouting them. And so, Isabel says, the whole playoff experience is based solely off bias IMO, in my opinion. Burrow came into the playoffs in his second year and first full season with zero playoff experience and won 2 games against good teams. Yes, I totally agree as well. And then Brad Barnes says, true, Whitney, this is a season where we need to just live in the moment. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, all this Super Bowl talk makes me want to play this video from 1989. Technically, it was the 88 Super Bowl, but I think this video was probably from 89. But there's a lot of things I love about this video. So I'm just going to play it and we can talk about it.
And as we
First
close,
of all,
let's take
that's
a look
Kenny
at the Bengals'
Anderson.
new
I know
team
this looks like it
video.
was filmed like
Who-Dey
on a
Rap.
potato underwater. But
I love this video.
I've forgotten all about this video.
I've watched it so many times. I love it.
When we go to the Super Bowl, I need our guys to remake this.
I need that video.
Yes.
CJ will be all over that.
Like this looks like it was in someone's VHS that they like got lost in a flood or something. This looks like it's blurry.
Listen, that's how it was back in the 80s.
It looks like I filmed it on my phone.
We also had to
after eating
change the
chicken.
channels up on the TV. We love it.
They're all so cool. Like they're all way cooler than I'll ever be.
Right. And he has the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't even make sense. I don't care.
I need them to remake this so bad.
I know there's a lot of sweatshirts on here that I'm like, I wish I could find that on
Oh,
eBay.
there's one.
Yeah, seriously.
That shirt right there.
Could you imagine our guys doing this? Like,
Yes.
I can totally see them doing this.
Yes.
I'm just gonna rap today.
Hey guys, after this show's over, let's practice this. Okay, this can be our video solution.
I've watched it a lot, so I already know a lot. Also, why do the cheerleaders look like they're 100 years old? Like, they all look like golden
Hair.
It's
hair.
It is.
Just the velvety thing.
He plays the keyboard too. Like, God, you guys are so multi-talented. So impressed. I love how they danced in the 80s. Like, I could do this. Like, this is where I live. Still waiting on Burrow security here.
Burrows with an S? Who's dog?
Yeah, there
Okay.
was a Burrows
Someone
with an S,
Google
but now
dog.
I'm gonna have to get my tinfoil hat early for that one.
It's fine.
Just keeps going.
I love it.
They look like they had so much fun making this.
Get to Lazarus Restaurant.
Oh, get to Lazarus.
Oh my gosh.
Get to Lazarus.
Get to Lazarus.
Oh, thank you guys for indulging me with that. That just really tickled
Oh,
me.
that's amazing.
I really wanted to share that with everyone.
It's
I need CJ and a bunch of other guys to remake that.
Oh,
right
they
now.
could totally
Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. I just can't stop smiling. I mean, I dare you to watch that and not smile. So okay.
The not
Well,
smile challenge with that.
Speaking of our tinfoil hats, I think it's time for some conspiracy theories. Jerry, did you lose your hat?
He threw it away.
Oh.
That's okay. All right.
See, I got
Whitney,
this guy.
do you want to kick us off? Okay, that works. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Whitney, do
Yeah,
you want to
so-
kick us off with your conspiracy theory this week?
Yeah, I just have a really quick one, but I feel really good about it because I think I'm right. I believe that Zim, our very own Zim Hude, has hacked Eli Apple's Twitter account. I mean, go back and read some of Eli's and then read some of Zim's and tell me it's not the same exact energy. They kind of like tweet alike. And then have you ever seen them tweet at the same exact second? I haven't. I'm just saying.
That's a good one. I don't know. I feel like that's giving Zim a lot of credit, but okay, I'll go with it. I will go with it. Yeah, who knew Eli had so much pent up? Eli had so much pent up rage.
Oh,
I don't know. But I
His
was
mom
here for
completely
it.
running for the hills. Oh, we found it! Yay!
Yay.
Or did you just steal it off a baked potato you had earlier?
I just know that our hats are getting a little jankier every week. They're
I
a little
know.
more deflated. My mom just messaged that you look like a cone head, a shiny cone head right now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I feel like I look like a Hershey Kiss.
yeah, I can totally see that.
Mine's getting really crinkly, so I'm like a Hershey Kiss right now. Okay, so let's get to some conspiracy theories that you guys submitted on Twitter. So Christine said, I don't even know if it's a conspiracy or just a superstitious thought, but every time the Bengals have won this season, all 12 wins, I was wearing my large Bengals jacket. I got it when I was 8, when I first became a Bengals fan. Coincidence or the team gods telling me it's luck? Christine, my only question is, why were you not wearing it at every game?
Like that's
Now that
mandatory
you
now.
know it
You
works.
need to sleep in it.
Don't take
Right.
it off. Exactly. Do
Yeah.
not remove
You have
it.
to wear it
Yes.
every time.
It's a
Are
party.
you wearing it right now? Send pics or it didn't happen.
Right. And then Aaron has a couple here. Aaron Lathrop, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Says Conspiracy or Destiny, Part 1. Ooh, sorry. Multi-parts. Finally ordered my Chase jersey in white. Arrived today. Since we have a little more football to play after day, Conspiracy or Destiny? Sorry, I don't know if I copied that wrong or if I read that wrong. So I'm sorry, but yes.
It just came in.
Now you
and
have time to wear your Chase jersey.
And that means we have more time to play or more games to play. I agree, Aaron. And
Yes.
it's white, and we're wearing all white again this week.
Yep.
so
Again.
confirmed.
Outfit repeaters. I'm not even mad. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not mad about it.
In this case, we'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide for sure. I feel like they're getting like on our level with superstition, maybe a little bit. Maybe probably
here for
not,
it.
but maybe just a little bit. And then he says, 2, I was born in the year of the tiger. Me too. My son was born in the year of the tiger. And I just found out this week his firstborn will be born this fall, year of the tiger. It's coming together. 3 generations, year of the tiger. Always requires 3, right?
This one I can
It's
really
happening.
get.
Ooh, I got chills. And if we make it to the Super Bowl, if it's this year, but when it will be when at some point. But if we make it to this year and play the 49ers again, that'll be the 3rd time too.
Things
Yeah.
happen in threes. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
That is my conspiracy theory.
I know. I'm like touching. Like,
It'll make it
Secure your
true if we
hats.
touch it.
Sorry. That one melted my noggin. Mind blowing.
Sorry, what were you saying, Jerry? That was yours too.
Yeah, that's my conspiracy theory is since this is the year that we are breaking all the curses, that is the last curse to break. So it's just destiny, in my opinion. Everything is coming for full circle right now.
You do
What are we
see
gonna
so
do when we
many
don't have any
little
more
signs.
curses?
Break records. Break records.
Oh, that was a good one. That was some Jamar Chase energy right there. I love it. Okay, and then Orange Arrow says, my theory is that they didn't want us to know we are in a loop, so they tweaked one game. The Bills were sacrificed so that no one would question it when it's Bengals Niners Super Bowl. Wow.
I can buy it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was out shopping yesterday, and a gentleman and his wife, older gentleman, said, "Go Bengals!" And he was kind of far away, so he had to yell at Nordstrom Rack. And
my
again,
gosh.
I'm in Florida, and I'm always I had my Bengals beanie on because it was like 50 degrees yesterday and raining, which is freezing here in Florida.
It's cold.
And I had all
So
my
sorry
Bengals
for you. It was
stuff on.
9 degrees today. My dog's feet about froze. So
It was
yes,
cold.
I'm so sad for you. Anyway.
It was raining, so it was just miserable. But so he was like, "Go Bengals!" He was like, "I hope you guys win the Super Bowl." I was like, "Listen, I really wanted to play you guys." I said, "We will seek vengeance for you this weekend." He was like, "You better." So, and I've had so many people say like, "Go Bengals" or "Who Dey." The lady at the cash register when I was checking out, she was like, "You know what? I'm gonna root for the Bengals." She said, "I'm a Cowboys fan." But because I told her I was flying to the game, she's like, "Just because of that, I'm gonna root for the Bengals." So I'm converting people down here.
I love
It's all
that.
good.
And I love that
good
people from other
vibes right
teams
now.
are latching on. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I feel like we're fun. We're young and
Yeah.
fun, and we're not like a regular football team. We're like a cool football team. And you know, if your team's
like
not
other
playing,
teams, we're a cool team.
you know, nobody
Well,
likes
the-
these repeat Super Bowl people. You know what I mean? Like people get tired of it. People got tired of the Patriots. People are tired of Tom Brady. People are tired of Aaron Rodgers, which I just love. And but people I feel like are getting tired of the Chiefs and Pat Mahomes. And so I feel like we're like in the perfect position to knock them out. So
Yeah.
I love it.
And
I love all
all
the
of the
energy.
other teams have been in the Super Bowl recently. Like, let's
Yeah.
get some. That's another reason why we should get in there, just so it varies it a little bit. I'm tired of the same 5 teams getting in the
I
Super
think
Bowl
a lot
every
of
year.
people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we hate being considered the underdogs, but everybody loves an underdog.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Okay. And then New Day Sosa says, conspiracy, ordered a Uzama jersey. It was scheduled to be here yesterday, but it never came. Today, I wake up to a notification that it's stuck in Nashville, Tennessee. I've got proof. Methinks it wanted to catch the game live. Glad I'll get to rock it next week. That's pretty cool. So he actually posted this when it got stuck in Nashville the day of the game. So that was pretty neat.
That's pretty funny.
And then he says, also, I was alive when the Bengals last won in the playoffs, but only 7 or 8. Plus, I grew up in Texas and had no real roots to Cincinnati. After 3 decades of really only knowing my team as not good, these last 2 weeks have been a special kind of emotional. Happy for this team and city. Yes, I think we can all relate to that. So
I
Isabel
just
said,
love that jersey has some good good vibes on it.
yeah, it
Since it was
picks
there
up
to
Yeah.
witness
up in Nashville for
that game.
sure.
Yeah,
And
special
I think
jersey.
I saw something that CJ lives in Nashville in the off season.
CJ Uzama?
hmm
Oh,
That's
that
what
must,
somebody said.
that must be
Like
where he
one of
got
the
all those
reporters.
cowboy clothes.
Yeah.
He was a full-on cowboy.
He was.
I'm actually
I
sad
swear
that
that he is the Patrick to Joe Burrow SpongeBob.
for sure. He definitely is. Lovable goofball for sure. Yeah, it's funny because I have a friend named Leanne who is from the UK originally but moved to Texas, and we met her at the draft in 2019. Yeah, it had to be 19. And it was in Nashville, and she lives in Texas right now, and so she actually had these Bengals cowboy hats made for me and Cap, and I was totally going to wear it if we went down there to Nashville, but I'll have to save it for a special occasion because it's really nice that she had it. I think she made it or she had it made. I don't remember, but I have an awesome Bengals cowboy hat.
That's awesome.
I think we play the Cowboys next year, don't we?
We do, yeah, in
There you
Dallas,
go.
which
There
is
you
a
go.
stadium that I've always wanted to go to. So, but you know what's sad is that now I have so many away games on my list. I don't know how I'm going to do them all because obviously I got to get to Tampa Bay. I would love to go to New Orleans. I would love to go to Dallas. It's just, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it already. But
I feel like that New Orleans game now is almost going to feel like a home game for us because, I mean, between Joe and Jamar and their
yeah,
coach
that's
is going to be there
how
next
I
year.
wanted to go.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be cool.
Their
See all the
Kingstown.
Louisiana fans down there rooting for us. So, okay, guys, are you ready for my conspiracy theory? It's really, really weird.
Give it to us.
I've been waiting for this.
Okay, so the other day I was listening to Who Day in the UK's podcast, and they had Wayne Box Miller on there, and I love Wayne Box Miller. He's such a sweet, sweet man, and I met him once, and it was so awesome, and I love listening to him on the radio. Anyway, he was a great guest on the Who Day UK podcast, and he said that he felt like DJ Reader was playing with the strength of himself and Larry Okunjobi. So then I got to thinking, what if Larry was like doing this like astral projection thing and his body actually went into DJ Reader's body and DJ Reader actually did have the strength of both of them?
I mean,
Do it again on Sunday. Do it again on Sunday.
I buy in. I buy in.
I buy in too. It's like some Ogunjobi osmosis happening.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, so Cap was telling me about
Picture
this
him
book.
with like the VR glasses. Like,
Yeah. Cap was telling me about this book that he read when he was a kid. It was like this scary alien book, and it was all about like astral projection and stuff like that. And so, I believe that it's possible. I really do, because I got my tinfoil hat on. That's why I believe it's possible. Anyway, whatever you're doing, DJ, it's working for you. So keep it up. But okay, well, thank you for indulging us on those conspiracy theories. That was a lot of fun. So let me move my tinfoil hat. Okay. Bengals Cam says it was Communion, supposedly a true story, scary AF. Yeah. Okay, the book is called Communion. I've just remember the astral projection part, and it did freak me out a little bit, and I didn't even read it. But anyway. Okay, well, I think it's time for some game balls. Whitney, you ready?
Oh, yep.
Hot, hike.
All right, so these are really short and to the point this week because this week's been nuts. But first game ball we've already actually talked about goes to the guy who really set the tone for our last game. We've done a lot of talking over this season with the Bengals about starting faster, and he did just that. So to Jesse Bates for basically giving us the ball to start the game in the first half and in the second half.
It was like three points bonus, and we ended up winning by 3 points. So
yeah, I mean, first play. So you really do legit get the ball on offense to start both quarters. Yes. Or both halves. It's amazing. Second game ball goes to a guy who we also talked about or hinted to earlier for just a second, but I don't think he gets enough talk. And that's Logan Wilson. Like, what a difference maker since he's come back. So he's kind of the glue, I think, on the defensive side of the ball. So to Logan Wilson, you get a game ball.
He also has the cutest grandma ever, and I saw her getting a cocktail at the cocktail bar right above
nice.
156, 158, and her
Yeah.
shirt says, "I'm Logan Wilson's grandma" on the back.
That
of
is
it.
amazing.
Sweet. Oh.
And so
I
I went
want
up to her
that
and I was
shirt. I just want to wear that shirt. I'm Logan Wilson's grandma. And see my back.
like, just make
Like,
one
I
that
just want
says.
to party with his grandma.
So she's got this shirt on. It says, "I'm Logan Wilson's grandma." So I go to her and I was like, "Are you Logan Wilson's grandma?"
Was she like,
Said
can
that-
you read?
She was like, "Yeah," like she was so sweet, and I was like, "We just love him. We're so glad he's doing so well," and blah blah blah. You know, I don't know. I say the same thing every time I meet somebody's family because I just think that it's so awesome that their families are at these games, and you know they have a whole different perspective on it, but they care just as much as we do, and I think it's really cool for them to hear that somebody else loves their loved one. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
Maybe
gonna
not. Maybe they're like, "Go away, you weirdo." I don't know.
I am gonna make a shirt that says I'm Logan Wilson's grandma though. Low-key, not
I'm making
kidding.
shirts that says I'm everybody's grandma. We'll see how that goes.
Oh my god. I'm gonna make one that says I'm Evan McPherson's mom.
Right.
Which is like actually plausible.
I don't know. The more unbelievable, the better.
You're ridiculous.
I know. And then an honorary game ball. I actually have two really quick ones. One to a guy who does therapy for Bengals Nation every single week, but like literally did some therapy with the four of us right after the game, coming in clutch. Tyler Meinerding, thank you, dude. Like you hung out with a bunch of crazy, crying, looking nuts. We looked nuts, and we
I
all
thought it was so
really
funny how you slipped him into the group chat, and I was like, I don't know who this is. And you're like, it's Tyler. I was like, of course it's Tyler.
Right. Oh my God. I just was so frantic in that moment. Like, I have to talk to people. I have to talk to people. I have to talk to people right now. And I was texting you guys. I just got a text from him. So I was like, I'm moshing you all together. Like, we're doing this. Like, I needed. So, yeah. Like, I can't imagine what he put up with. I only remember half of it. So funny.
You seemed a little worse for the wear.
I know. It was.
Well,
It
it's
was
funny because
knocked
okay,
out.
for our dear listeners and watchers who don't know what we're talking about. So after the game, Whitney was texting all of us. I get this new alert for this group chat, and I don't have Tyler's number now. I do, but she's group chatting us, and she's like, can we all just FaceTime? Can we do a big group FaceTime? And I'm like, let's do a Zoom meeting. And when I tell you, I've never set up a Zoom meeting because the only people I've ever done a Zoom meeting with are the people that I went to school with when I graduated 2 years ago, and my best friend who teaches third grade. So she obviously knows how to set up a Zoom meeting. Okay. I have never in my life set up a Zoom meeting, but I'm like frantically trying to like create a Zoom account and like set up this Zoom meeting. And then it's like Whitney, like in the dark on her porch.
Yeah.
100%. Oh my God. I didn't care. Like I just needed my people. I needed my people right now. You guys
I
are
was
there
still
for me.
so sick. I had
Yeah,
like,
poor
my
Jerry
hair
was
was
sick.
completely like thrown up.
Oh,
I
you
had
look
my
cute as a
glasses
button.
on. My face was still all puffy because I've been crying profusely for like the last 30 minutes.
Right.
It made it better, but
Relatable.
yeah, you get a game ball because no one should have had to deal with that. At least me. You guys all get a game ball.
Thanks, Tyler. Well, please, whatever.
And Tyler and his fiance are like the sweetest people.
They're the
ever.
best. Yeah.
I just want to like adopt them as like my siblings. They're so sweet.
Hi, Tyler. He says thanks for the invite Saturday. Anytime, Tyler. Believe me.
He had no idea what he was getting into.
No, sorry.
Tigress Talk after dark.
Truly. After dark. For sure. Way after dark.
And not near as cool as anybody might have thought it would have been. It was
Not even close.
A lot of slurred words.
A lot of crying.
Yeah. All right. Is that all the game balls?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, I think we need to talk. All right. We Meet to Talk is sponsored by our friends at Birmingham Meadery. We appreciate them and we love their mead. You can use code Tigress for 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead. The King of the North is sold out. It was a limited edition, but you can still get the awesome King of the North t-shirts. They are the bomb, and every flavor of mead is delicious. I am drinking Freya's Kiss tonight, which is probably my favorite, even though I've
That's
loved
my favorite
everything
too. It's
they've
so
sent
good.
me. Yeah. All right. Who has something they need to talk about? Don't all
Well,
go at once.
During that, I just want to talk. We talked about the Pat McAfee interview a little bit earlier with McPherson, but I thought it was so cute that he said that they all have shirts with Zach Taylor's face on them, and they were gonna wear them for like pregame the past week, but then the NFL told them that they would get fined, which
Yes.
is a bummer.
I heard
but-
Jamar say that too today. Yeah.
The No
That
Fun
stinks.
League.
I would love to have seen that, but it was so
Yeah.
cute, and I was like, it kind of ties in No Fashion Spotlight later on, but I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. I love that.
That's why the
awesome.
NFL gets accused for being the no fun league all the time because
Yeah.
it's stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, who is that hurting? Like, it's not hurting anybody. You're supporting your coach.
Especially if it's
Right.
pregame. Like that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't get it.
I
Well,
don't know.
speaking of interviews, I feel like we need to talk. I don't know if you guys saw the interview today, but my man who was calling out the names, which I'd never seen that format before where he's calling out the names like of the people. Usually it's like everyone tries to talk at once and then somebody says, "Oh, you go ahead." So today we had a man who was calling out everyone's name and tell me how he could pronounce Aditi Kikabwala, but he could not pronounce James Rapine. What was he called? Rappian?
Like, have I been
James
pronouncing it wrong
Rappian?
this whole time? Has James
No.
been pronouncing it
It's
wrong this
Rapine.
whole time?
It's Rapine. And literally, like, he did it like 4 times and no one told him, no one corrected him or anything. And I was like, dude.
I think he was just trolling him at that point. Like, he had to have been.
But then I loved how at the end, Zach was like, "Hey, you spell your name wrong." So his name must have been Zach. I have no idea who this person is. I'm sure it was Zach with an H. But at the very end of the interview, Zach was like, "You spell your name wrong." And he was like, "It's my parents' fault." And I died. I was like, no way. This guy has been messing up my man James's name all day. And then Zach hits him with that at the end. So
That's amazing.
we need to talk about how to pronounce James Rapine.
Or we just all start calling him Rappian.
Rappian.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just go with it.
From here on out, that's all.
I'm going to tell Jake
That's all
Lisco
I
who's been saying
recognize.
his name wrong this whole time. I'm your host, Jake Lisco. He's your host, James Rappian.
Rappian
God.
with cow.
I'm your host, Jake
show.
Liscow. Let's just pronounce everyone's name wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, quick
I
story.
just keep
this is-
thinking of the, like, Aaron skit.
Okay, this is like way off topic, but kind of not. But I used to work with this guy named Dave Smith, and he was like a total dad joke person. Like he loved dad jokes, and he was telling me, and he would always tell you like the craziest stories that you knew were not true. Like you knew this is not like I know you're lying. But anyway, he was telling me about when he was in nursing school, he was in chemistry, and all these guys had these really hard names to pronounce, and they were correcting him on everyone. And then they got to him, and he was like, David Smith, and he's like, actually, it's David Smythe. So we used to always call him David Smythe instead of Dave Smith. Anyway, so
I think that's how we roll from now on.
pronounce everybody's name wrong.
100%. I mean, if Chris Carter can keep calling him Burrows and Jamar, then maybe that's this year's new thing. You just don't
They're
have to
not
say
hard
anybody's
names.
name right anymore. Whatever.
Crazy.
Jessica K.
Jessica.
Right. Oh.
That'll be me. Jessica.
I'm sorry. I got it now.
Okay.
I had brought this up a little bit earlier, but I did want to make the point we need to talk about this whole season. Like I've been reflecting a lot lately. And all the fans, me included, have been really focused on breaking curses, but this team has been focused on breaking records, and that's probably the real difference because you bring up any of these big important moments that are huge for us fans, like the first playoff game win, for instance, and it's just It's not, I don't think that they don't appreciate it. And it's not that I don't think they don't appreciate what we've been through. But that's not their mindset at all. I don't even think it enters into their universe. Like, they just care about breaking records. You take Evan McPherson's interview just today that we've referenced several times about the Vinatieri record for post-game field goals. And the fact that he saw that right before the playoffs started and put that into his head is like, let's shoot for that. That's how all these guys are. Jamar was the same way going into the season. I want to set every record for the franchise. Well, okay, son, you've pretty much done it. You know, I don't know. But
Which, by the way, did you see the picture of her interviewing him? And he's just like,
yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Success is the ultimate troll. It really is.
It really is.
It's beautiful. I love it. No, I totally agree, Whitney. And I think that these guys, we've said it 100 times, but these guys, they just think, okay, we're going to win. We're going to win these games. We got a game in front of us. We're going to win it. We got another game next week. We're going to win that one too. And it's just like one right after the other. They don't care about these huge burdens that we've been carrying as fans. They don't care about, what were they even doing in 2016? That awful game that shall not be named. What were they even doing at that time? Probably nothing. They probably weren't even in college at the time. I mean, it's
the burdens all belong to the fans.
100%.
Exactly.
They all belong to the fans. They do not really belong to the team. They definitely don't belong to the guys on the field, on the roster. They're about setting records, breaking records. We're about breaking curses. We get to enjoy that. I'm not taking that away from us. We earn that. But I love that their mindset isn't anywhere close to what ours is. What they know is so different. So anyway,
100%.
I think that made a huge difference.
Yeah, I do too. They're special.
They are.
Jerry, do you have one that you need to talk about?
I do. So we need to talk about the prices for the tickets in Kansas City.
What?
My goodness. No. I don't ever want to hear anybody in the NFL ever say that the Bengals do not bring in money, because this is the most expensive AFC Championship ticket in like the last, I think I saw like at least 4 or 5 years.
And don't say we don't show up, because we are all showing up without tickets.
So I'm still flying out to Kansas City. I have my hotel. I do not have my tickets yet.
There's a lot of people in that boat, I think. And I think, honestly, that's smart. Just worry about it.
They've already started to come down a little bit, but I was just like, oh, some of those tickets. Like, I don't know how, I mean, more power to everybody that can buy tickets in the lower level. Like, I'm probably going to be in the very last row of the stadium, and I can't see anything. So I might bring, like, binoculars so I can actually see what's going on, like a little old lady. But I'm going to be there. But I'm just like, seriously, if anybody knows where to sell a kidney, Jess, you told me I only need one.
It's true.
So I will fully sell a kidney. As long as I can recover in time for this game, go. So, yeah, these ticket prices for the top row with fees, I think the cheapest ticket was like $550.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Like, I will still most likely pay that if I have to, but I don't want to. And I'm going with a friend, so I feel, and it's a friend that it's actually my boss's wife, who is a 49ers fan / Bucks fan. So it's not even her team. And she's willing to pay those prices. But I'm just like, I feel horrible making her pay those prices.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, I mean, I'm sure she wouldn't do it if she didn't want to. But yeah, it's tough. And I feel like, it's hard for me to even weigh in on it because I can't go. I'm working. But it's, I feel like everyone should just do what is comfortable for them. And also realize that this is possibly a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Exactly.
And, what would it mean to go versus, putting it on a credit card and paying it off over the next year. I don't know. I hate to even go there because it's, everyone's got in a different situation, but I will go on record and say that it is illegal to sell your kidneys and you should not do that. So.
God, what a buzzkill. Jessica.
You should donate them. You can donate a kidney, but it's illegal to sell one.
I didn't say that you told us to sell a kidney. You just said we would be okay with one.
It's possible because people donate their kidneys all the time. Living donors is the most common form of kidney donation. Yep. So
I will say I have a new strategy for next season, and I only wish
yeah?
I had thought of it to finance every game that you want to go to. So, like, I feel like no matter what the odds are next season, if you just put a few bucks down on like your team winning your division, your team like going into the playoffs, your team winning each playoff game, whatever, going to the Super Bowl. I mean, by the time those games come around, you have the money to finance trips. It's a big fat wash plus spending money. So, like, if I had bet us, all the way around, like from here, like from what we've done just so far, winning AFC North and going to the championship game, I'd have enough money to go to this next game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. That aside, I'm lucky because at my job, and I think probably most jobs where you have direct deposit, you can split your check into accounts. Just put like 10% or $10 or $5 or whatever you can spare. Put it into a separate checking or separate savings account, and don't even think about it. And it comes right off your check. You don't even notice that it's gone. So that's another good way to save up for next year. But I thought you were gonna. When you started saying that, Whitney, I thought you were talking about betting at first, and I immediately thought about Christine. Are you talking about betting?
I was.
Oh,
I'm
I thought
talking
you were
about
talking about
betting.
saving.
If I had bet that the Bengals would win the AFC North, the odds were so bad at the beginning of the season for that.
That's
It gets
true,
us that probably
yeah.
would have been enough to pay for these trips, is what I'm saying.
But next year that might not be the case. We might be
It
favored
might
to
not be,
win.
but you're still going to get some kind of return. Although
That's
I will
true.
disclaimer, I'm not a bettor. I never bet.
I'm not either.
and
I think you
don't
need to
even
go
really
to
encourage
Christine
it.
for all your sports betting
Yes.
questions because I
I'm
feel like
just
she is like the expert at it.
Get outside the box, people. Okay, like
I thought you were gonna selling feet pictures because that was gonna be my go-to.
That was gonna be mine too.
keeping my organs and my body parts intact.
I sent a website to my husband. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "I'm just joking."
Yeah, I joke about it a lot, but I could never get away with it because I've got tattoos. I would be very easily identified, so I can't get away with that. But I support anybody who wants to make money, however, whatever means
Oh,
necessary.
absolutely.
Okay. Cash just called me a hooker. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, Cap.
Oh, you're the hooker? Cap's the hooker. I don't know who's the hooker. I don't know.
I was gonna say, didn't he was gonna like, I don't want to say.
Oh yeah,
pour
Cap.
himself out,
First
but-
of all, Cap does have an OnlyFans that has nothing on it, but he's also going to Casey alone and offering up like the other half of his bed just for somebody to sleep.
Oh my god! Breaking news.
So
I need that link. We're gonna spread it everywhere. You guys are gonna be so filthy rich
to
tomorrow, or
OnlyFans? Oh, there's
so
nothing
broke.
on it. There's nothing on his OnlyFans. Not yet, he says, but
My husband always
Amazing
jokes
information.
that I need to make something called Only Bengals Fans and like charge like, because you know how some people are super weird and like just want you to like make fun of them. It's like just charge like Steelers fans for you making fun of them. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that, but if somebody could do that and make
You could
money,
do that. I've met you.
I don't know if I could.
Yeah, you could.
there's a lot of weird stuff.
I feel like you're
Yeah.
born for it.
You would be good at that, Jerry. You should totally do that.
I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, so there you go.
That's what they call themselves, I think. All right, Miss.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Ew. Arrow says
Arrow.
Cap can sell beard hair. I could sell his beard hair off the sink in the bathroom. But
Weren't him and Bangalorean auctioning off like
Oh, God.
they were gonna tattoo like any sponsors?
yeah,
that wanted to
Bangalorian
sponsor
said
them?
he would so if somebody would sponsor him to go to Kansas City, he would tattoo their logo to his butt cheek. And I told him that was probably like a bad return for the team because it's not like he shows his butt all the time. You know what I mean?
So I feel way less bad for
You would have
suggesting
to.
people wager money on us being like AFC North champs or something next year.
Yeah.
Because these other ideas are much more morally compromising right now.
Yeah, gambling is probably the least of our sins.
I'm so worried about seeing my DMs after this.
I'm shutting down my Twitter.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's move on, shall we? Okay, Miss Jerry, are you ready?
I am.
All right, what you
All
got?
right. So my initial reaction was cool as a cucumber, not worried. Then I think I started like psyching myself out because I didn't want to get myself excited. I'm very much a person that will like prepare for the worst, so I'm not disappointed. But I keep talking myself out of that, and like going into the show today, I'm just like I really feel like we can pull this off. It's not going to be easy. I think that our defense is going to have another hell of a game like they just had, but I think they can do it. I think Joe can do it. I think this team is bought in, and I think that we want it more. Like I said, I think the pressure is more on Kansas City than it is on us, and I think Arrowhead at the end of that game is going to be very quiet, except for the Bengals fans.
I love it. Oh, it makes me so excited. You know, honestly, I was so glad. I hate to even say this because I love our Bills fans to death, and I love them dearly. But I really like the matchup against Kansas City a little bit better than I do against the Bills because I really feel like we have a much better chance. I think we could beat either team. I really do. But I think the Bills scare me a little bit more than Kansas City does. Kansas City doesn't scare me, really.
Yeah.
We beat them
The
once.
Bills are just as hungry for it as we are. And
So hungry.
The
And
intangible
good
that
on
you
defense,
can't.
too. A lot better than
Such a
Kansas
great
City.
point, Jerry.
Yeah.
Because I even text Whitney, and halfway through, I'm like, my heart wanted to go to Buffalo because I've always wanted to tailgate with the Bills Mafia because they just seem like my people because they put people through tables, like wrestling. That's like my whole thing. Yeah, but I was like, so my heart wants to do that. However, financially, it was going to be way better to go to Kansas. But also, I just felt better going against Kansas City than I did Buffalo. Watching that game, I was just like, no, I'd rather go through Kansas City.
Yeah. Those intangible factors are like really good points. And then you add on top of it, we were the first game to play this past weekend on Saturday. They were the last game to play this weekend.
How'd that work out for the Raiders?
I also loved that. So like we have an extra day of rest on them. And then that game was brutal. Like both teams had to leave it all on the field, went into overtime, what I was praying for, not really praying, what I was hoping for. So I mean, that's about as good as we can ask for. They got emptied their tank on the last game.
And it was an emotional win for them, too, I feel like. Whereas ours was emotional, too. And ours was tough and gritty, and we battled it out and also won with a field goal. But we didn't have to go into overtime. And we played on Saturday afternoon into the evening. But I feel like just there's a lot of things in our favor in this game. So I think that it's very possible.
The one thing that isn't in our favor really that is a tangible thing is the crowd, you know. Arrowhead is a hostile environment, but you know, Zim pointed out, and everybody knows this, it's obvious, but I saw him tweet it today, like there's an easy way to fix that. Shut the crowd up. You know, if you do come out fast and if you start scoring, that quiets them down a little bit. Not as much in playoffs. I will say, like, crowds will stay up, high energy, kind of, I think, during playoffs when it's so do or die, you know, but it does quiet them down quite a bit. So we can fix that.
Well, I feel like when we played the Ravens away, the crowd was really loud in the first half. And then when we kind of came back and shut them down, they did get quiet. And I agree that a playoff environment is going to be different. But I do think that they can still thrive in that environment. You know, Joe has said over and over again that the SEC's louder. He's played in loud games before with 100,000 people there. And I think that they are prepared. And I think it was loud in Tennessee. His headset went out. He was calling his own plays on the fly.
I love that.
3 or 4 plays he had to call on the fly.
And they all
worked out. I mean, that was incredible to know that he can do that if he needs to. And so yeah.
Did you guys see the videos of them piping in the crowd noise at Paul Brown today during practice?
Yeah, that's Arrow literally just said the same thing. Did you hear the stadium today? Yes. And I loved how the Kansas City fans were like chirping on that post, you know, saying, oh, it's gonna be louder than that. Oh, it's I don't care. Be as loud as you want.
Joe Burrow is unflappable. Like, you can't.
I love that word. That's my favorite word. I use it with Joe. I use it with Zach. I feel like a lot of people on this team are unflappable, and I love that word. But you're right. You're so right.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Okay, Kayla, you ready to do your injury report for us?
Sure. All right. It's pretty clean for both teams, so that's good. For us, Cam Sample was the only one who didn't practice. Josh Tupou and Stanley Morgan both got in a limited, so good things for that. And for Kansas City, the only person who didn't practice was Matthew, who is still going through concussion protocol from that last game. So
I feel like concussion protocol, they're usually back, so I'm not really banking
Yeah.
on him being out, but that would be nice for us if he was. But yeah, because he's good. He's probably one of the only people that's really, 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 really good.
Team.
Yeah, I mean, they are. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, you know what, though? That's what I like to see. I don't like this whole you only won because we're injured and, you know, I don't like that kind of stuff. So.
Plus, it's more fun when both teams are at full strength because you can see, like, what, I don't know.
It's a true test.
Yeah. I can't remember where I saw it, and I know it was somewhere on the Bengals, like official Twitter, that said something along the lines of, to get where we want to be, like, we have to take the crown. And the crown is from Kansas City because they've gone to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl how many times in the last few years. So beating them, you know, not only the first time, but a second time to get to the Super Bowl, like, that's what we have to do to get to where we want to be.
Yeah. And oh my God, that reminds me. I'm putting this back on for a second. Dude, I forgot something. Dudes. So did you see where I tweeted today? It was so random about how our guys play chess in the locker room while everybody else is playing
Yes.
chess.
Oh, I can't believe we forgot this. Yes.
And then like somebody reminded me that the intro for the Super Bowl halftime show is
I was thinking the same thing.
What?
Yeah. When I saw that, I thought the same thing, but I didn't think anybody else was gonna like make the connection, so I didn't say anything about it. Or thought I would be like reaching or something, but I totally felt the same thing.
I immediately freaked out because like our guys really are into chess. Joe Burrow literally has a chessboard sitting by his locker, and the intro for the Super Bowl this year is a big chessboard with chess pieces coming down on it. Queen City Gambit. Hashtag start it. Like that is what is happening. I can't.
Oh my God, Queen City Gambit.
You don't miss.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so I forget now. I'll look later and give them love again. But whoever posted that and
I saw that, and it was a late entry, so I forgot to add it because I just saw it like I think right before we logged on. So yeah,
it made my day.
Yes, I totally agree. And I actually told Kat that I want to go to the Super Bowl just because I want to see that halftime show.
That halftime show is going to be awesome.
When I saw the intro for the halftime show, I like stopped what I was doing and I was like, what's happening? And I'm like watching this commercial for this halftime show, and it's like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, somebody, I forget who else, but I'm literally
Kendrick
just
Lamar.
like, yeah, oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar, which is like the only one where I'm kind of like, okay, you're not from my high school days, but okay. And so I'm like,
they had to throw one in for the young kids.
Yeah, I guess so. Because otherwise these kids are gonna be like, who are these old people? But I like stopped what I was doing in my kitchen and I just stared at the TV and I was like, what is this? Because I just saw like Eminem with his dark hair and his dark beard, like doing his rap, and I'm just like, what's happening? And but Mary J. Blige looks the exact same, and Snoop Dogg looks the exact same, and Dr. Dre looks the exact same, and I'm just like, anyway, I'm sorry. I would love to be there just so I could go to that. Just so I could see that halftime show live because I think that's just incredible. So
I heard one of my friends on Facebook posted, she's like my age, and she's like, a lot of people's kids are gonna find out about their parents during that halftime show. This part, like Pip walking in from the kitchen, like knowing every lyric is my turn down. And I don't have kids, but I thought my mom's about to find out about me, like because
smoke weed every day. I know. I don't, to be clear, but I freaking love that song. I love all those old songs, and they're not even old, but I love them. And I have a Spotify playlist called Hot Mess Jess, and it's all those songs that I used to like get down to in the club in like the early 2000s. And oh gosh,
those
so good.
are all my jams.
I miss my 20s so much.
So good. I do not, but I miss the music. Okay, guys. Fashion spotlight. Anybody? I'm wearing a new shirt today. Cap, where's this from?
Nice.
Ohio Clothing.
Yes.
Ohio Clothing. I like them because they're here in Columbus and they make all different sizes. So I like them a lot. And I like this little tiger thing. And there's like a star. You see the star?
Oh, cute.
Oh yeah, for
Cincinnati. In case you didn't know. In case you're having trouble with geography. So anyway, I like this shirt. But there's also a new shirt that I saw on Foco today that I liked. Oh, and you're wearing yes, I love that.
That's awesome.
I was supposed to be wearing it that one show, and then like I thought it was fun to go to the hospital, so I'm finally wearing it. Dalton was in here earlier, so I know he saw it.
Yes, and we love Dalton and we love all his designs.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh, we have one too. Cap says. I don't think I have one. I think Cap has one. But I love that shirt because, Meg is one of my good friends and she's deaf and she has several friends who are deaf that she brings to a lot of games. There's usually like 3 or 4 people that she's with that some of them are hearing and some of them are deaf, but she taught us the sign for Who Day. They say Who Day. And then that's it spelled out like in like finger spelling. So, I know the alphabet.
Yeah.
And,
but it takes me too long.
Whenever I don't understand what she's trying to tell me, I always just say finger spell it. And then she'll start to spell it. And then I find that I actually do know the sign. I actually did take some sign language. So I do know some sign language, but I need to get better at it. But yeah, we have some great deaf fans, and I love that they have started doing the transcripts and things like that for them. It's been really important, I think, for them. And that's one of the things with doing this show. I love that we can be live on Twitter and Twitch, but being on YouTube was always very important to me because they have the option for closed caption. So I think that is, a really cool thing too, because I think everyone deserves to know what's going on with all these great things that we have. So
I agree.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I love that. Anybody else? Jerry, got anything new lately?
I ordered something from Homage. Really
I've ordered a
cute
lot of
Day
something
shirt.
from Homage.
So
made too many things
much from Homage. But it matches my like winter boots that are white with the black stripes. So
I ordered that one too.
Yeah, I'm bringing that with me to Kansas City. But I'm wearing, this is from 88. I think I've worn this before, but
I love
this is legitimately one of my favorite sweatshirts of all time. But I'm obsessed with the shirt that Kayla is wearing. Where did you get that?
I got it for Christmas from my brother and sister-in-law. They got it off Etsy, but I like it because the tie-dye looks like tiger stripes.
Oh, I love that.
So
I've seen, I think there's, Arrow's wife, Sarah, she has some stuff that's kind of like done with bleach, like tie-dye, like with bleach type of stuff. That kind of looks like that. So it's probably similar. It might be the same seller. It might be just similar styles. But yeah, there's stuff like that on Etsy that I think is really cool too.
I need some of it too, because every time I see anything like that with the tie-dye or the bleach treatment or whatever, I obsess over it, and I still haven't bought
I need all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Sarah where she has a friend, I think, or knows somebody on Etsy. But anyway, all right. Well, I think that's all I got for today. Anybody else have anything? Look at comments.
I wish you guys were coming this weekend.
Her friend makes them. Okay. We'll have to get some information on that.
Yes.
For sure. I know. I wish I was coming too, but I have to work and I'm the only one there. So can't.
Save lives or something.
I can't trade anybody because I'm the only one there.
Your job is way more important than mine.
So everyone be nice to Cap. Don't let him get lost. Like somebody got lost in Nashville. No,
I'm glad
Right.
they're okay.
they did find him, so we're all thankful for that. But I will be checking in frequently with Captain.
There's going to be a lot of us in Kansas City. I think
I
he'll
know,
be
and
okay.
that's why I feel good about it. Plus, he's a smart guy. He doesn't.
Oh my God.
There's a few rules.
There's 100 rules.
But, you know, he'll be okay. But you know, if you see a giant man with a beard and a giant orange suit, just
Can't miss him.
Get
talking about.
based on him yelling, I think you should get him one of those little tiger backpacks that has a little leash
Yeah.
on it and have him
Thought
be
about
attached to somebody the whole time.
Sign him
I've
to
thought about
Blue
it.
Day Baby or something.
Oh, that's not good either. You know this.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is true.
It's harder to take both of them though.
Unless Karen's going. If Karen's going, maybe, but
I love Karen. She's
I
so
do too.
sweet.
She's like my favorite person in the whole world. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Gosh,
We're going
this is
to
so
the
exciting.
AFC Championship, guys.
AFC
Oh my
Championship. I never thought, I predicted it. I was telling this to somebody else the other day. I predicted it and I still can't believe that it's happening. And I feel like I'm like living in a dream right now. So I feel like I haven't even fully processed everything that's going on. So thank you guys so much for hanging with us this year. And thank you for, did he just say Leroy Jenkins?
Leroy Jenkins.
So,
I missed.
oh,
We are
also, I'm
unhinged.
sorry. Before we go, we have not yet picked a winner, but we are going to pick a winner tonight. It's on my very long list of things to do, and I'm very sorry that we have not done that yet. But I will be picking a winner tonight. We'll be announcing it tonight. So keep an eye out on Twitter for that. So thank you guys all so much for subscribing. It really means a lot to us. Keep subscribing because we are going to do another big giveaway at 1,000 followers. We have got a game-worn Von Bell jersey that can be yours for the low price of your subscription. So thank you so much to everybody who subscribed. Don't forget, code Tigress gets you 15% off at Birmingham. And I think that's all I've got. So thank you all very much. And we'll see you next week, rain or shine. So
See you on the other side of a championship, guys.
Yeah. See you guys getting ready for the Super Bowl.
all right.
Yeah.
Hoo day, everybody.
Who day?
Hoo day.
Okay.